What are game jams? According to Google, a game jam is a contest where participants try to make a video game from scratch within a defined time limit. The contest duration usually ranges from 24 to 72 hours. Participants are generally programmers, game designers, artists, writers, and others in game development related fields. So why are we talking about this? Well, I joined a game jam. I joined the Mini Jam 77 on itch.io, where the theme was courage and the limitation was not on Earth. Typically, you'd get 2 days or a week to work on a game jam game, but not in this case because I joined 3 hours before the deadline. Luckily, to save a little time, I was able to reuse some of the code I had from my 2D platformer player controller tutorial series. I did probably the worst thing you could do for a game jam, and I started with the art. I thought that since I didn't really have a solid idea in mind, I could just start with the ground tiles and work my way backwards into what the game is going to be. Since I had such a limited time frame, I decided on a simple platformer game, with the idea being that you are an astronaut on a foreign planet and you're collecting different germs or life forms for research. I was able to create levels pretty easily by using a rule tile. I was able to use the ground tile art that I made, assign some rules to them, and then I was able to just use one tile and draw any platform or shape on the map that I wanted. For easy character animation, I was able to use a method called sprite skinning, where I was able to break up the character into different chunks, like the body and the arms and the legs, and put them all together. And by defining certain depths for each limb, I was able to create some animation pretty easily using Unity's animation system. Now, by this point, I was about halfway through the development process. I had about an hour and a half left, and I wanted to give up just because there was just so much I needed to do. And I even stopped recording, I closed Unity, and I was about to give up on this whole 3-hour game jam project. But I decided to persevere, and I created the rest of the game. So with my remaining time, I had to create a title screen, multiple levels, I went with 3 levels, and an end screen for when the player completes the game. After I had all those set up, I really didn't have any time left. I had to export the game and upload it to itch.io and submit my project. Luckily, after projects were submitted, we were allowed to go back and update our games. So after the project was submitted and the deadline had passed, I went back and polished a few things on the game and added a few more things that it didn't have in the initial build. For example, I went back and added some more post-processing. I adjusted the controls for the player a little bit so the wall jumping was a little less jarring and a little easier to perform. I added music that I created in Bosca Seol and sound effects that I got from a program called BFXR. Now that my game was updated and added to itch.io, I was able to play some of the other participants' submissions, and I had a really good time. And I also learned a valuable lesson about perseverance. If I were to have given up halfway through, I would have lost so much work and progress and time that it just wouldn't have been worth even starting the project. So that's ultimately why I decided to finish it. So now the project is officially done. It's up on my itch.io page. Link down in the description if you want to play it. If you like this kind of video, leave a comment telling me so and leave a like on the video. I'll get the hint that way. Feel free to subscribe. I might do some more devlog type stuff in the future. I also have a couple videos up already for a simple 2D platformer player controller, which I used during this game jam to create the movement for my player. If you're interested in any of that, check it out. And as always, thank you for watching.